later, Bob Costas and Billy Crystal are still at it.
We should have gone over to Cross Bronx. Then we hit Bruckner Boulevard, and I'm looking at Yankee Stadium for the third time.
Tonight on Late Night, Conan and Andy go on an archaeological dig, plus Julie Brown.
Tori Spelling tried to sue us.
Really?
Yes.
That's for suing me.
Tonight.
Later on The Tonight Show, you won't see it on hard copy. You won't see it on Inside Edition. You'll only see it on The Tonight Show. Judge Ito, uncensored. Plus, Pulp Fiction's Uma Thurman, comedian Victoria Jackson, and Larry the Lawyer's celebrity lawsuit.
I got poisoned from a bad box of chocolates, and Larry the Lawyer got me $50,000.
NBC tonight. Then on Late Night, go stargazing with the boys.
That's Orion's bell.
Well, actually, look right over there, Andy. There's Roseanne's bra.
Plus, Bill Maher, NBC tonight. Coming up later on The Tonight Show, Jay sure knows how to rub Sean Young the right way.
Oh, this is fun. I'm liking this interview.
Yeah. But guess who rubs Marie Osmond the wrong way?
Little Marie wields a sharp knife there. Yeah.
Even Mark Pitt is shocked. Plus, headlines. And later this week, Harrison Ford and Jim Carrey. NBC Night Shift tonight.
Why is Jay so excited? Because of this week's all-new Tonight Shows with Burt Reynolds, Carrot Top, Warren Beatty, Samuel L. Jackson, Susie Vargas, Annette Bening, Siskel and Ebert, Waylon Jennings, Carol Burnett, and some guy who just lost his job.
My co-host all week, General Sagres.
All new shows all this week.
Tonight on an all-new Tonight Show, sexy actress Sharon Stone and sexy actor Homicide's Daniel Baldwin. Then Conan's Got Wings, Crystal Bernard and Charles Dutton. All new NBC tonight. Gonna show up tonight.
The jury club. Once a pack and makes removing the juror impossible.
What advice do you have for a guy who runs 120 miles a week?
Get a car.
Stay up for Jay on the NBC Night Shift. Tonight, Jay welcomes Tom Arnold.
The Tonight Show, you know, we've passed as many health care plans as Congress.
Then on Late Night, Conan's got Kevin Pollak and Donny Osmond. NBC tonight. Tonight on The Tonight Show, Jay welcomes actress Juliette Lewis and Melissa Etheridge.
The Tonight Show men will teach you how to fight off sexual harassment from Demi Moore.
And later this week, Jim Carrey, NBC tonight. Later on an all-new Tonight Show, comedy legend Rodney Dangerfield.
My wife is never nice. Well, she won a trip to Las Vegas for 2. She went twice.
Then ER's Gloria Rubin has a secret.
I hate hospitals.
Plus a Super Bowl pop quiz.
Quickly, how many feet in the yard?
12.
Oh boy. Then Conan's got Vendela tonight. Coming up later on The Tonight Show, it's premiere week. And with News Radio's Phil Hartman, it's sell, sell, sell. Then Miss America, Chantel Smith reveals her secret weapon.
A lucky handkerchief.
And baseball's biggest little fan meets the Dodgers' Eric Karros, followed by an all-new Conan, NBC tonight.
Coming up this week on The Tonight Show, Jay's having a blast with Gary Shandling, Yasmine Bleeth, John Michael Montgomery, Chris O'Donnell, the Rembrandt, Janine Garofalo, Patrick Swayze, plus Hootie and the Blowfish. And remember, never underestimate the power of Biondo.
I have some questions.
This week.
Later on The Tonight Show, you want surprises? We got them, like when Tim Allen goes ballistic. Then David Copperfield has a surprise so incredible we can't even show you. Plus headlines, Honest Abe's infomercial, The Onion Man hero, and what the heck is going on here? Stay up for Jay with Tim Allen and David Copperfield. Then critics say Conan is the cool after-hours joint. Yeah, right. We like Josie Bissett's review better. Plus Andy cures those dead pet blues.
Come on, Bobby.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show, sure, Glenn Close is one of Hollywood's greatest actresses, but she sings too. Sort of. Then say hello to the cutest animals in the world and watch Jay dance with a killer whale. Plus Howie Mandel and headlines.
Long, thick pepperoni.
Then Conan's got James Carville tonight. Tuesday, catch The Tonight Show's New Year's Eve Bash live with Miss Piggy live from Times Square. Plus comedy, magic, and music. Also this week, Jimmy Smith, Jeff Foxworthy, Debbie Reynolds, and Willem Dafoe. So start 1997 with Jay. Where else can you hear car alarms doing Old Lang Syne? Jay's all new, all week, and live on New Year's Eve. Jay's all new all week with the big guns like Jerry Seinfeld, Michael Richards, Paul Reiser, and Garth Brooks. And after all that Dancing Edo Marsha Mania stuff, Jay's got some splaining to do with the real Marsha Clark. What a week!
What do you do when you get a cramp in your muscle?
Look, I usually tell women, look, this has never happened to me before.
The Tonight Show, all new, all this week on NBC. And this week, want to get Conan's attention? Book Helen Hunt, Kevin Nealon, Louis Anderson, Matthew Broderick, and have all new shows all week, even Monday. Didn't know that when you signed the new contract, did you? Tonight, Jay's all new with superstar John Travolta and cute kid actress Emily Young. And all next week, Jay's got the most outrageous people in show business. And Conan's got James Brown tonight. This week, Jay's all new with Paul Reiser, Brooke Shields, Candice Bergen, Don Rickles, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Olivia Newton-John, and it's history in the making when Jerry Seinfeld joins Jay after the last Seinfeld ever. I wonder if there are any side effects of that Viagra.
The only effect with Viagra is in the front. The side is not affected.
Jay's all new all this week on NBC. And this week, Conan's even more explosive with Fran Drescher, Joe Rogan, Robert Urich, Patrick Warburton, and Halle Berry. So if you thought television was a cultural desert, you were right. Tonight on Later with Rob Schneider as Dick Thistle. Dick sure knows how to have a good time.
You want to ride in the limo?
Oh, I'd love a ride.
Good God. Plus Marlon Wayans later tonight. This week, Jay's all new with the outrageous Dennis Rodman, Gwyneth Paltrow, Rodney Dangerfield, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Saturday Night Live's Daryl Hammond, Evander Holyfield, Richard Simmons, and Billy Bob Thornton. Ooh, don't you just love sexy eyes?
Do you think these eyes could seduce you?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to worry about getting...
Jay's all new all this week on NBC. And this week on Conan, well, someone seems pretty excited. No wonder. With guests Wendy Malick, Treat Williams, Jane Krakowski, Al Franken, and Mark Wahlberg. All guests are asked to bring their own chairs. Later on an all-new Tonight Show, if you love singing, have we got a show for you? News Radio's John Lovett singing is, really good, yeah. Plus, John Mellencamp and world champion opera singing dogs. And startling headlines.
Look at where Fred's hand is. What's he doing there?
Then Conan's got Matt Lauer tonight. This week, Jay's all new with names like Noah Wiley, George Clooney, Garth Brooks, and the return of Virtual Jay. Then it's a great week of Conan. With Brooke Shields, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Christina Applegate. And Saturday, don't miss the season premiere of Saturday Night Live, hosted by Jerry Seinfeld with David Bowie.
Superstar!
NBC Saturday.
Tonight, catch Jay with Kathy Lee Gifford, plus 2 real-life heroes, and Prince performs and gets busted. Then on Conan, The Sopranos, Lorraine Bracco, and What If They Made It tonight.
Jay's all new with Gina Davis and Stephen Wright. NBC tonight.
Later on The Tonight Show, Jay has Chicago all fired up and reaching for their chairs with the one and only Jerry Springer. And Oh, You Animals. Plus, blues tunes from Buddy Guy and Johnny Lang. Your local news is next.
This week on NBC's Tonight Show, Jay welcomes Pamela Anderson-Lee, Halle Berry, Tom Hanks, George Clooney, Sarah McLachlan, Vanessa Williams, Jerry Springer, and more. Your local news is next.
Later on The Tonight Show, Jay finds out whether or not friends are really friendly from Matthew Perry himself. Plus, the tasty tunes of Meatloaf. Your local news is next.
This week on NBC's Tonight Show, Jay welcomes scheduled guests Robin Williams, Courtney Cox, News Radio's John Lovitz, Martha Stewart, Courtney Thorne-Smith, plus the music of John Mellencamp and Sheryl Crow. Your local news is next.
Later on The Tonight Show, there's always room for improvement, so Jay invites funny man Tim Allen for a visit. Plus, supermodel Kathy Ireland's on hand to bring a smile to Jay. Your local news is next. Later on The Tonight Show, the force better be with Jay because he's taking on Jake Lloyd, the little Darth Vader. Plus, the sultry song stylings of Andrea Bocelli. Your local news is next.
This week on The Tonight Show, Jay welcomes scheduled guests Dennis Rodman, Charlize Theron, William H. Macy, Tim Robbins, Ethan Hawke, and Jenny McCarthy. Plus, the music of Martina McBride. Your local news is next.
Later on The Tonight Show, Jay's gonna be bouncing out Ben Affleck. And even in hell, no respect, little Nicky's Rodney Dangerfield. And for some reason, we think there'll be jokes about Florida. Your local news is next.
Later on The Tonight Show, what's the worst that could happen? You could miss out on Martin Lawrence and the Animals' Colleen Haskell. Jay promises not to be too beastly. Your local news is next. Later on The Tonight Show, from Life is a House, the architecturally sound Kevin Kline. Plus bad boy tunes from P. Diddy and good boy joshing from Jay. Your local news is next.
Bunctious repartee, bodacious badinage. We're talking Dennis Miller. And Jay hits the back streets with that boy Nick Carter. All that and jaywalking too. Your local news is next.
This week on an all-new Tonight Show, Jay welcomes Kate Blanchett, Katie Couric, George Carlin, Dennis Miller, and the music of Dido. Your local news is next.
Coming up on The Tonight Show, the latest kiss and tell from that not-so-material girl, Madonna. Plus, bra man Jason Dahmer, and some folklore from Nelly Furtado. After your local news. Later on The Tonight Show, Jay experiences the intolerable cruelty of Catherine Zeta-Jones, plus presidential wannabe Howard Dean, and tunes from Lyle Lovett. Your local news is next.